So, if you watched the previous video, then you know that my time in pharmaceutical sales was a short 8 months. I did not last very long in that industry whatsoever. But while I was there, I received a phone call from a consulting firm that I had previously worked with when I was at the financial institution where I was a marketing director. And they said to me, "Hey, you're not a client anymore, so we can pursue you as a potential team member. Would you like to join us?" And my answer was an emphatic yes. I'm in, because I knew what I would be doing with them. I would have the opportunity to travel the country, 80% of the year, in fact, and I would be working with executive leadership teams, helping them redesign products, policies, systems, procedures, and everything and anything that had to do with marketing and sales, so that all of that would elicit the kind of behaviors that they wanted to elicit, not only from customers, but also from employees. Those of you that are in that arena, you know for a fact that how your products and your policies and your procedures and systems and all of that is designed will directly impact how employees and customers interact and behave with them. So we wanted to make sure that they were eliciting the kind of behaviors that we needed to elicit in order to be really good at retaining not just customers, but employees as well. So I would spend a significant amount of time helping executive leadership teams with that. Then when we were finished, I would work with the frontline staff to help them better leverage their appearance, their behavior, and their communication skills so that they could command control of how they were interacting with clients, to make sure that when clients came into the banks, that they felt comfortable, they felt safe, they felt welcomed, they felt valued, and most importantly, they felt significant. Because we knew that if we could make sure customers felt that way, that they would stay at the bank longer, and they would even refer their friends and family members. So that's what I spent the next 8 years of my life doing. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. However, at about year 7, I started to run into some challenges. The first challenge was this: I got bored. I was doing the same thing day in and day out, and simply put, I was bored. Secondly, I started to look around at people my age, and what I realized was that they were getting smarter, and they were experiencing things that I simply just didn't have the opportunity to experience. And I realized that my professional development, my professional growth had stalled, and that was really bothering me. Then the third thing that happened was that I started to pay close attention to what my clients were asking of me. They would come to me with specific problems and challenges that had everything to do with human behavior and human development. And they would ask if I could help with these things. And I knew they were asking because I think they knew deep down inside this is something that I could assist them with. But when I went back to the consulting firm and said, this client would like this kind of work for me, this is something I know that we don't have, but I can create it, the consulting firm would look at me and they'd say, "We totally get it, we totally understand it, but that's not what we're in business to do, Starla. We really need for you to stay in your swim lane." And I thought to myself, but I don't want to stay in my swim lane anymore. I really have an obsession and passion for human growth, human development, and this is where I think I need to be. So that was the third thing that was happening. Fourth thing was happening was that these clients would call the consulting firm and they would say, "Hey, we'd like to get on Starla's calendar. We'd like for her to come out and do such and such work for us. When is she available?" And the consulting firm would say, "I'm sorry, but she's not available for the next 8 to 12 months. Her calendar is packed. Can we send someone else?" And then the client would say, "No, we'll wait." So I knew that I was good at what I did, so good at what I did that I would have clients waiting for me because they didn't want anybody else. Then the fifth thing that was happening was I started paying close attention to my relationships with friends and family. And I paid really close attention to what they would lean on me for. And still to this day, it is this way, but now I better understand why it's this way. But back then, and this was in 2008, 2009, what I would find was that I would get into conversations with friends, and next thing you know, we're in a very informal coaching session. They're leaning on me to help them work through the challenges that they were having, either personally or professionally. And I would actually just step up to the plate, do the coaching that is encoded in my DNA, and I would help them. And I thoroughly enjoyed that as well. So the combination of those 5 things left me in 2009 feeling like I was not living a life that was satisfying and meaningful anymore. And it was entirely up to me to command control of that and to make some big decisions. So in 2009, I left that consulting firm and I started Starla West International. And I decided I was going to show up every day and do what it is that I'm still doing 10 years later. As you all know, I have an obsession for helping business professionals command control of their life, to be more persuasive, to be more influential, to be much more in control, so that whatever their vision is for the future, they can get there quicker. I want to move business professionals forward in their careers, forward in their organizations, and forward in life in general. And as I mentioned earlier, this is encoded in my DNA. Nature put it in me, and then I've had all of these powerful life lessons along the way that have nurtured that encoding to the point now that this is what I was meant to do. This is why I'm in executive coaching. And this is the final story in the series of stories that I typically share when somebody says, why'd you get into executive coaching? Because as I said in the heading of this webpage, I will sit back because I have a bunch of stories that all led up to why I'm where I'm at today. And if you made it to this final story and that you were able to read or watch all the others, I simply want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do that. And if you are wanting some help, if you are looking for assistance in getting to where it is that you want to go and you're ready to get your head straight and to strategize and get a plan in place to get there, I am ready to help you. All you have to do is reach out. Again, thank you for watching these videos. I look forward to connecting with you really soon.